Hey y'all, hey, what's up? Ace here for your weekly Battle of the Exes Challenge recap. It was episode 8 and it went off. Let's get into it. So last week they left us waiting on the edge of our seats with their to be continued to find out who CT and DM would throw into the dome with Ty and Emily. And as you saw last night, they chose Paula and Dunbar to go into the dome against them. And TJ Lavin even called out their decision. It's just funny to see the host do that. It's pretty hilarious. He's been there for a long enough time now that I think that he can go ahead and call some shots, don't you think? You know? You the man, TJ. All I'm thinking about this matchup is that either Paula or Ty are going home and they won't make out anymore. And now it's time for
the Dome.
So I don't remember what the Dome Challenge was actually called or anything, but it was a new challenge that we haven't seen before. So basically, one player from each team had to run up and down this row that had two ends, and it was like enclosed in haystacks. I explain things so damn good. Anyway, they had to run back and forth and grab a ball from one side, run it back to the other side, put it in the thing. First player to get 5 on one side wins. They had to run past each other in this little small area, and so obviously they're gonna run into each other and try to block each other from getting their balls to the other side. Long story short, Ty wins the first heat against Dunbar, and then Emily beats Paula in the second round. So Paula and Dunbar are going home right before the final challenge. Ugh, so close yet so far away. Now she's got to leave her little boyfriend Ty, but she said it's okay and that it doesn't really matter because the thing with him won't last because she's a grandma and he's a little baby. And I thought it was really funny when Paula was when they were showing her leave and she was saying that like she's going to come back for all kinds of challenges even when she's like old and 70 and in diapers and dentures. Hilarious. We believe you. We believe you, Paula. And we'll still be sitting here watching you, so we're just as bad. Moving on, and 4 teams remain. I cut my finger today. That's why I'm wearing a Band-Aid. Back at the house, Robin is acting all kinds of wackadoodle. You know how she gets. She just gets in these, I'm Robin moods, and she just, doesn't want to talk to anybody, and she's too cool to have fun. Anyway, she said she did not come here to let people into her life. She came here to play a game. Except that there's millions of people watching me right now on TV. So... So moving on to this week's challenge, it was called Feel the Burn, and boy, they totally did feel the burn. I even felt the burn on the couch. It was crazy. You had to race across this course, which was like an open field of fucking grass, and there was a jet plane with its engines on, just ripping and roaring through that shit, and they had to run past it, but as soon as they hit the wind from the jet engines, they all kind of just like fell over. They had to go from one side to the other side, grab all this bullshit. It was like some set up little scene of like lawn chairs and swimming pool stuff. Anyway, they had to grab all that shit, bring it back to the other side, all meanwhile running past the gusts of wind coming from the jet engines. The thing was setting off like winds of 80 miles per hour. So it was like crazy. I wouldn't want to run through that shit. I would fall. As soon as I attempted it, I would just fall over. Bye-bye Ace. So to end this challenge, both teammates have to work together to grab this parachute and drag it behind them while the gusts, right into the jet engines, through the gusts of wind, so they're directly facing it. So they have to crawl up into this red line, and then whoever has the best time wins. So the challenge starts, and TJ starts off the challenge by saying that the power couple of this challenge will get to ride back home with him in the jet instead of on the bus. So there's some extra incentive for you guys. Huh? CT and DM choose Johnny and Camilla to go first, and they're not very happy about it because nobody's done this yet, and they don't have any strategy. So they just go for it. So they start running through it, and Johnny grabs some stuff, and they start running back, and Camilla just cannot stop falling. Every time she runs through it, she falls over. She hits the ground some kind of way. And my favorite part was when she grabbed one of the floating rafts for the pool or whatever, and she's got that in her hand, she's running, and then it flies off into the bushes somewhere, and she's like, gotta go run and get it. So Johnny and Camilla make it to the parachute, and they start dragging it up, but whoosh, no dice. They didn't get it. They got their time cut off at 20 minutes, and they didn't get to the finish line. So they were very sad with their performance. I don't think they had a banana today. Mark and Robin did okay on their turn, but they still reached the 20-minute mark before they got to the finish line. So they were also just like Johnny and Camilla, and they had to stop. And my favorite quote, just because of how many times Robin got emotional last night, was by Mark. While they were asking him and Robin about the challenge and what happened and everything, Robin starts to cry, of course. And Mark says,
"Are you starting to cry? Is that really happening right now?"
"Yes, Mark, that's really happening. She cries quite often on the challenge." Ty and Emily seem to be doing pretty great at this challenge. They're like beast mode. These two, they're like so tough and good. And they're the first ones to actually cross the damn finish line at the end of the challenge. So go team! So on CT and DM's turn, CT has the strategy that he's just going to try to grab as much shit as possible and take it with him to the other side. And CT is looking badass out there, okay? Like using the wind from the jets to his advantage. He's like having fun. He's like sliding all around shit. And at the end, they grab that parachute and they pull it up there like pros, and they cross the finish line too. Congratulations. CT and DM win the power couple. They win $2,500. They get to take the plane back with TJ to the house. They're living large. Now CT and DM have been the power couple 2 times in a row, and they have to go ahead now and choose another team to go into the dome. And Mark makes his plea to them to not go into any elimination challenge in the history of challenge eliminations. Throw him in! Why the fuck not? That's what I was saying on my couch. I was saying, throw him in! Because he's never been in before and that's not fair. Oh, Robin. Now Robin's gonna cry some more.
I'm a vampire. Really. I'm a vampire.
So when TJ comes in to get the word from CT and DM of who they're gonna throw in, they go ahead and choose Mark and Robin. Yay! Go CT for having the balls to throw him in because it needed to happen. Yes! So now Johnny Bananas and Camilla are going into the elimination against Mark and Robin. And Mark and Johnny are bromancing, yo. They're bromancing up there. They went ahead and celebrated the announcement of them two battling against each other by taking off their shirts, dropping their shorts, and flexing. Oh yeah. And then the episode ends, and guess what it ends with? Robin crying again. So anyway, I'm totally ready to hear your guys' predictions on who's going to win the final challenge down in the comments. I also want to know who you think is going to go home between Mark and Robin and Johnny and Camilla. This is stressful. I just wanted to thank you for watching the recap videos and leaving comments and liking this video because I like you guys and I like this show. And I'm glad that I can share that with all of you and we can, you know, discuss it and talk shit. Because that's what's fun, right? I'll see you guys next week for the next Battle of the Exes Challenge recap. Peace out!